let's begin with the moral report, if you would like to. Are you as pissed off as me at bar? I mean, come on. Oh, anyway, okay, I'll get off of it. That's what I did this afternoon.
Doug, have you talked to, or what will you talk to your team about the expectations of this evening after that, coming back from that 31-point deficit the other night?
Well, about playing better, you know. We have to play better. Like, you know, it's funny, we were just joking with Brian and Ralph. I mean, honestly, I got up the next morning thinking, geez, we're down 31 points. And, you know, we've done nothing to stop Curry yet, other than get him in foul trouble. And so, I mean, for me, honestly, as a coach, that was what I told our team. It's nice. That win was amazing. But it's gone. And, you know, after all the backslapping, guys, let's wake up to reality that we did not defend them as well as we should have defended them. And we did in that stretch. But you got to do it all game, because if you get down 31 again, it's not going to turn out well. And so that's honestly was my message to them yesterday.
Doc, how imperative is it to take these 2 games at home?
I'm not worried. I'm worried about the game, like, not the future. You know what I mean? Like, every minute is imperative in a playoff game. So I think our guys just need to focus there.
Doc, you brought it up, so I'm going to ask you this question. You got a big game today, yet you spent some time today studying, watching the Mueller report.
Yeah.
Why was that? Just the historical?
Yeah, historical, and also my work was done. You know, I'm not one of those guys. I've always been like, when I'm done with my work, I leave the office. I try to do other things. Try to go golf. I try to, listen to the Mueller report. I tried to turn off our Attorney General bar, but I couldn't get to the TV in time. So I try to do a lot of things.
You happy, sad, shocked? Any reaction to?
No reaction. Not sad or shocked. Listen, I don't want anybody, especially for our country, anything. But I just wanted the truth, and I think in the Mueller report, he tried to tell the truth as much as possible, which was good.
Doc, was it the coaching staff's decision, or Pat sort of asked to guard KD this series so far?
Yeah, it was probably a combination. It was one of those things where we got to the same place at the same time. It was never not thought that's who was going to guard KD, so it was no secret for us. And I think Pat already knew that.
A couple of years ago, you guys had Chris Paul defend KD in the series. Any similarities you see there in terms of the way they defend KD?
Yeah, they're different. I mean, Chris probably has the best hands in basketball as far as on the ball. I've never seen a guy with better hands as far as steals, and honestly, I've never seen anything like him in that regard. But the reason was the same reason, for putting a smaller guy on. And we did it on LeBron as well. I mean, there's a reason, I've done that, and sometimes it works out for you. Sometimes it doesn't.
What was your reaction, Doc, to
Hi.
what was your reaction to Kevin saying yesterday, he's Patrick Beverley, I'm Kevin Durant?
He's right. But I already knew that. I already knew who Kevin Durant was. And I see Pat every day, so I'm positive I know who he is. So my reaction was, well, he's right.
What effect do you think seeing that will have on Pat?
I don't think Pat needs much, honestly. I mean, there's something in the Mueller report that pissed Patrick off about the game tonight. I'm positive of that. There's something there, so really, Pat doesn't need much at all.
Doc, all season you've talked about how this is the most scouted league. Heading into the series, I'm sure the Warriors wanted to take away the Lou Trez pick and roll, and probably after game 1 and now after game 2. Why has it been so effective despite them clearly scouting it together?
It's just done in so many different ways. If you chart it, they're all over the floor. They come screen after a screen into the pick and roll. So they're going to get into it. And tonight they'll probably trap Lou a little bit more when they can. But Lou, just like Curry, just like all the other great players, they've seen all the coverages. I watched Utah in Houston last night, and I saw like 10 different coverages on Harden, and he's so smart. All these guys who can score, they're pretty clever, and they figure it out.
Do you think having JaMychal and more shooters on that second unit kind of mitigates some of the trapping that they might try to run at Lou?
It helps, yeah. If we've learned anything, when Lou's on the floor, you have to have as much shooting as possible on the floor with him, because that makes you at least hesitate to trap, because we have the ability to hurt you. That's where that trade, again, with Wilson and JaMychal and Garrett really came into handy for us, because it allowed us to put more shooters on the floor with Lou and Trez, and that helps us.
Doc, much like a teacher who's here every year and the new students come in, who are these Clippers?
Oh man, I don't know. Just a resilient, tough-minded group. I think they're more talented than they get credit for. I really do. I think to a man they're more talented. Maybe no superstar, but when you add them all up, as a group, they're pretty special. A special group for me to coach, for sure.
Doc, your guys' defense hasn't really forced a lot of turnovers this year. It hasn't been the way you've constructed it.
Yeah.
But Warriors have turned the ball over quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is that something you guys noticed and you changed something, or is that the Warriors being more careless? Or
Probably a little bit of both. We felt like we had to have a chance in this series. That is one of their weaknesses. They've turned it over. And we felt like for us to have any chance against them, the forced turnovers. That's why I was so upset after game one. We forced 21 and didn't do anything with it. That's a waste of time. If you're going to force them, you got to score. In game two, we forced them again, but we scored on the turnovers. And I thought that was the difference for us.
Hey Doc, traditionally when Golden State comes in here, tons of Warriors fans.
Yeah, that'll be a lot.
Are you curious to see if that dynamic will change tonight, and how important is it if it does become more of a home game?
Well, it's important for us to just play well. And one thing I have found being here, it's amazing coming from Boston to here, because of that whatever that is, my guess, honestly, Bill, the fact that we lost game one by what we lost, there were probably a lot of tickets available, and the Golden State fans probably swapped them, got them all, and so my guess is there are going to be a lot of Golden State fans. But what I've learned in those situations here, if you play well, you hear the Clipper fans, and they can drown them out. If you don't, then that's up to us if we allow those fans, because they can't wait, to make noise. And so let's hope we don't hear them.
With DeMarcus out, they're going to go with Bogut starting and play Kevon Looney a little bit more. Does that potentially create a bigger role opportunity for Zoo?
I don't know. I really don't. We'll see that. Looney has hurt us. I think Bogut's been phenomenal in the minutes that he's played. So he gives them passing. He's a great passer. And so we're not sure how that's going to impact us yet. I think we'll know more after the game.
Don, Pat Riley had a quote one time, no rebounds, no rings. How
Yeah.
important is it to control the boards tonight?
It's important. I mean, it really is. I don't know if it's the rebounds or just a 50-50 game. We won the 50-50 game by our numbers in game two. They destroyed us in the 50-50 game in game one. I do know that we're playing a great team, and we have an amazing amount of respect for them. And if you allow a great team to win the 50-50 game, you're not going to win. That's 100%. And we know that for a fact.
Landry's much more of an, obviously known for his shooting and whatnot. Have you been impressed by his defense on Curry, especially in game two?
Yeah, I've been impressed with that, just the speed defensively. His ability to pick up the game plan for such a young guy. I think he's probably carried it out better than almost anybody on our team. And so, yeah, I've been very impressed. JJ Redick told me we're getting that when we got him, though. He texted and told me, he said, you won't believe how focused. This guy does not act his age, which I can say a lot of you guys have been accused of as well.
Doc, Steve, when he purchased the team, he had a phrase, a hardcore Clippers. Do you feel that the Clippers have reached this point in
Yeah, I guess.
exemplifying it?
I mean, I wasn't sure what that meant when he said it, so my guess is yes. Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Doc, you mentioned the 31-point deficit, and how important were the turnovers on your side, and also lack of ball
Oh,
movement?
it was off. You mean the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
I mean,
And going forward.
yeah, it was. I mean, we can't play like that. Like literally, and give them credit. I thought they forced at least 75% of them, but the other 25% were just gifts. And again, it goes back to the 50-50 part. Like, you just can't beat them that way, and we were not. That's why we were down 31, because we kept not shooting at the basket and giving them shots. You know, get the ball, don't give up the ball. You know, that's what we have to do.
When you guys made the playoffs, obviously it upset some expectations in the preseason, but you bristled when we were talking about how you have nothing to lose, quote unquote. You didn't like that. You thought we could.
Yeah, because you do have something to lose.
Do you feel like that's pervasive in the locker room to the guys to hear that? No, we're not here. It's not good enough that we just got here.
Well, yeah, because you have something to lose. You know, when you get to the playoffs, the first thing you have to lose is the first round. You know, and that's what we told our guys. You absolutely have something to lose, and I don't want us thinking there's nothing to lose. That's I told our guys that the first day. We do have something to lose, just like they have something to lose. You know, and I think you play harder when you know you have something to lose, opposed to when there's nothing to lose. I think you need the other attitude. I think our guys have that. All right, guys. Thank you.